Greetings. This is TK Trav, aka Travis Magus, here with LVX777. And today, I think we should touch on the topic of meditation, on the topic of detachment from the result, and what it really means to begin with a clear state of mind. So there's a lot of talk in the Facebook group, the Magus Society, about performing your ritual and the trouble of detaching from the expected result. Because when you perform magic, the final step is to detach yourself from expecting a result, right? Because if you linger on the expectation of the result, that will definitely impede the progress. So I thought it'd be pertinent to touch on that a little bit. So, what I have found to be very helpful to me is a passion for studying meditation and Buddhism. Because to really be effective in working with evoking spirits or invoking spirits or just performing magic in general, you've got to have a balanced state of mind. Otherwise, the things that are affecting you will filter through in the ritual and filter through your results. To get right down to it, you really have to focus on equanimity, on balance, on having a clear state of mind. And this is what meditation helps you get to. A great book to help you really understand what I'm about to talk about here is this one here on top of the pile. It's called Living Dharma by Jack Kornfield. You can get it on Amazon, just like all these books that you're gonna see on the right side of my screen on these videos. But this book is essentially a compilation of interviews with different Buddhist teachers and gurus and leaders. And they really give you an insight on the process of meditation, on the process of Vipassana. Vipassana is the style of meditation that I learned. And I actually went out to a 10-day immersion, really learning this technique. And I can say it helped me immensely. So if you Google Vipassana and find a Vipassana center near you, I can definitely recommend that it will help you with your magical study, with your spiritual and personal evolution. It's definitely worth checking out. It's free. You should donate if you can, but just know it will take 10 days to really go through the process. But what you essentially learn in this process is a method of meditation which involves taking into account everything that is happening around you and within you. Okay? We talk about the subconscious mind a lot because that's where the power resides. But the overprotective father, the jealous boyfriend, is the conscious mind. And it's very difficult to penetrate the subconscious mind when you got the conscious mind blocking the path. So when you delve into meditation, when you delve into the Vipassana technique, you learn how to really bypass the conscious mind. And what you're doing is you're detaching yourself from your physical body and your conscious mind. Now, this may sound woo-woo, crazy, whatever. But you got to understand, in this life that we live in, we are bombarded with distraction. We are bombarded with sensory input from the moment you wake up to the moment you go to bed, and even through your sleep, depending on where you sleep, how you sleep, and who you sleep with. Okay, the five senses are constantly being stimulated, right? Right now I've got sounds, I got smells, I got sights. But see, this is a very peaceful place. I've intentionally set it up this way to get myself into the state of mind so that I can focus on this conversation. But the average person floats through life in this chaotic orchestra set up by someone else, right? You drive down the road, you get these advertisements on the billboards, your radio's blaring with someone else's message, right? Trying to sell you something, right? Your TV and your commercials and your YouTube videos and ads and, the opposite sex walking past you. There's distractions everywhere. But what you have to learn is that these things are temporary. The five senses and everything to do with it is temporary. These incense sticks are going to fade away. The smell's gonna go, dissipate. These candles, they're gonna go out. These books will one day deteriorate, right? The song will be over. Everything to do with the five senses is temporary and less important than your spiritual development. When you detach from the stimulation of the five senses, you find balance, you find peace, you find nirvana, okay? And nirvana and enlightenment isn't a permanent existence. For a human being, because we live in time, we can exist there for a while, but it's something to be cultivated. It's something to strive to continue to do. Speaking of striving, that may have been the wrong word to use, because what I'm also seeing in the group is that there are a few people who are having a lot of trouble with results. And the dialogue that I'm seeing is they're trying to get somewhere. They're trying to be this, trying to do that. But what you got to understand is the very act of you trying to get results and focusing on these results is the same thing that's halting you from getting the results, because your mind is so fixated on this perfect scenario. Buddhism, Vipassana, and meditation deals with something that's called awareness, okay? Being present in the moment, right now. Sure, we would like to be enlightened. We would like to be a master magus, this, that, and the third, but don't focus on that. Look at where you are right now. Really be aware of your situation. Right now, I'm sitting here, meditation style, in my living room. It's a very calm and peaceful aura here, right? Nobody harshing my vibe, nobody killing my vibe. I'm chilling. And this is wonderful. This is great. This is awesome. Okay, and I'm just soaking this in. And it's not going to last forever. I know that. It doesn't matter. I'm here right now. And I'm appreciating every second of it right now. Yeah, I've got rituals going. Yeah, I've got spells working and spirits going out getting what I need, right? But I'm not worried about that. Because on one hand, I have a certain confidence in my abilities. And on the other hand, I know that worrying about them and about the results and about this, that, and the third doesn't add to the result. When you do your ritual, you finish it, you do it, and then you let it go. You release it, right? After your ritual, go cook yourself some food, go play Candy Crush, go do something else. Forget about it. Because if you focus on your ritual, on the result, on this, that, and the other, you're gonna slow the process down. This is why meditation is very important, because you're gonna get used to being in that space where nothing really matters. right? Nothing matters but this moment. And that's true. Nothing matters but this moment. You can live in the past, you can live in the future, but you're not living, right? Live in the moment. Be aware. Awareness. Cultivate awareness. Be right here. Be here now. That's another book that might be beneficial to you, by Ram Dass. Currently somebody is borrowing it from me, and I need you to bring that back. But I would definitely recommend Living Dharma, because there's a lot of passages in here that'll get your mind thinking about how much the stuff that you worry about isn't that serious. All right. You can also get The Island, which is another good one, and also In the Buddha's Words. All right. But for beginners, I would definitely recommend Living Dharma. Straight to the point, clear cut. And you also have to understand, as people, we naturally want a leader, and the perfect teacher. But understand that people like me, Brother Panic, Bobby Hemmett, Phil Valentine, whoever else you watch on YouTube, they're human beings too, and they have flaws. When you seek them, you're seeking the message, all right? If these people do something that isn't perfect, that's none of your business, Don't judge them, right? Comparing people and worrying about what other people are really doing, that's not going to help your spiritual development. Take the teachings in and apply them, try them, see what works for you. But as far as the person goes, that's not really a concern. It's not. And you'll notice day to day, people who complain about everybody else and are always nagging and this, that, and the third, they're unhappy, right? Because they're always comparing themselves and trying to have this perfect scenario, and they're just not living in the moment. Be here now. Life is short. It really is. If you're living in the future or the past, we need to get our minds into this very moment that exists. Take some time out, sit down, take into account your body. Take into account everything that's going on, all right? It's natural to have doubts when you're performing your magic or whatever, especially if this is new to you. It's natural to have doubts. You can't get rid of that. But what you can do is not attach yourself to those doubts. That's where you fuck up. Don't attach yourself to the doubt. Let that thought arise and then go away. When you're meditating, the key is not to clear your mind and be empty. The key is to really step back and realize that there is a tape cassette playing, right? It's on a loop. And you detach from that. You recognize that it's not you. It's the body and the five senses and all the input that you're receiving on automatic, autopilot. Step back and see that these thoughts are not you, that they're just happening. Let them rise and watch as they fall away. When you do this repetitively, you recognize that you are not the body and you are not even the mind. You're something greater, right? This is important because when you're working your magic and your ritual, when you're dealing with spirits, when you're dealing with divination, with tarot cards, with astrology and all these things, you're really seeing your place in the big scheme of things. You are a central point, yet you are nothing, right? This is God. You are God. I am God. Okay. It does get kind of muddy when you try to explain it. But what I advise is really looking into the things that I've talked about, looking into this book, sitting down and meditating and separating from the five senses. And you're going to notice that there's separate entities. Your personality is a separate entity. It's what you use to interface with the physical world. Like in my previous video, I said there is no you, right? You're a different person with everyone you deal with, from your grandma to your boss, to the person that you have sex with, to children. You're a different person, right? You're the observer in the background, and watching as you summon these spirits to do a certain thing, right? When you talk on the phone, you're summoning a spirit. When you are at work, you're summoning a spirit, an aspect of yourself, right? When you're in this place or that place, you're summoning an energy. You're accessing it and you're utilizing it. And all that I talk about here is accessing and utilizing different spirits and how to do it efficiently and fluently, and how to do it on purpose, and how to understand what you're doing. One of the biggest things that they really mentioned in Vipassana is, as human beings, we've got two main issues that we need to really let go of. And that is attachment to something and aversion to something. For every situation, we're either clinging or we're trying to get away from. When you do that, you are out of balance. Because balance is realizing that that thing that you're clinging to, it's temporary and it doesn't define you. And when you're dependent on something, you are prone to be pushed off balance. And the same goes for the thing that you're running away from, which is pain, right? We try to avoid pain and we try to cling to things that bring pleasure. But right in the center is the middle path. And as occultists, as magicians, as whatever we want to call ourselves, we need to be in the middle path because we can see things clearly for what they actually are. So yeah, just to answer the question and discussion that's been going on in the Magus Society, do your ritual, have the confidence in yourself to trust that it's going to work, and then move on. And you're going to be surprised when it happens, and it happens way better than what you expected. Do your ritual, write it down, and put it away. No need to go check on it, no need to go back to it. Just let it be. Let it be. And then come back to it when it actually happens. That's how we do it. But yeah, speaking of the Magus Society, a lot of great things going on in there. I am very excited about the growth and the conversation and the people that are coming in, sharing their experiences, offering tips and advice, asking questions. This is a great thing, and it's growing day by day. So if you're not a part of the Magus Society, I recommend that you go ahead and join. It's a Facebook group. The link is in the bio below this video. I got something in the works for members of the Magus Society, and this is something that I really am putting a lot of effort into, and the key is to get everybody on a level playing field. So I am asking questions, and I'm gathering input, and I'm putting something together for our members. So if you're not a part of this thing, go ahead and join now, so that you can be a co-creator in what is about to be unleashed. This is the information age, the age of Aquarius, and the knowledge is pouring out. So yeah, we got something in the works, be on the lookout for that. But yeah, that's the main thing, that's the gist of it. I highly recommend this book, Living Dharma, if you need some direction when it comes to meditation and detaching after a ritual. But at this point, it's about 20 minutes. This is TK Trav, aka Travis Magus, here with LVX777, and I offer you peace.